I gathered every single Pringle and Pringles adjacent chip I could find across Japan, but can any of them dethrone my all-time favorite? Ranking 32 different flavors of Japanese Pringles from 1 to 10. First up, Japan's take on the original classic. Pringles originally formed in 1960-something and known for their popular slogan, "Poppin' makes me feel good." It would be foolish, foolhardy, stupid, ridiculous not to start with just the original Pringle. Hyperbolic paraboloid, smaller than how I remember American Pringles, but it's been years at this point. A little thicker. And many people eat their Pringles like this, because a lot of the flavoring is on this side, but for some reason I always want to eat them like this. I feel like they just stick better on your tongue. It just feels better. That tastes exactly how I remember it. It's salty, it's potatoey. Also, who just takes a normal bite of a Pringle? You're just gonna see a solid Pringle. I promise you I'm not actually taking a bite like this. Like, what is this? But why would you buy normal Pringles when there's so many other flavors of Pringle? It's okay, but it's 7. It's just a solid chip. Pringles in Japan have a pretty substantial competitor, Chipstar from Yamazaki. Celebrating their 50th year, which means Chipstar, which is suspiciously like Pringles, did not do it first. But maybe they did it better. Default flavor isn't salted, but it's lightly salted, so I might just like it more. The Pringles are good enough for just the can. Why isn't Chipstar good enough for just the can? Why do I have to open the wrapper as well and then place it back in the can, out of the paper, and then reload our can for something that's just not the same? Appearance of the chip looks almost identical. Like, we're talking like down to the millimeter in differences. They too have perfected the hyperbolic paraboloid. Insanely less salt. Same potatoey taste. 80% less salt than the Pringle. This is like, it has less potato flavor as well. It's almost like a cardboardy potatoiness. 80% might have been a little hyperbolic paraboloid, but you get the salt at the end. It's just missing that oily, potatoey goodness that I would expect from a Pringle. Every masterpiece must have its cheap knockoff, and that's what Chipstar's given me so far. It's gotta be at least 1 point lower. I give it a 6. And of course, Don Quixote makes their very own version of hyperbolic paraboloid potato product that I'm just gonna call Pringles for the rest of the video. You know, it's Don Quixote not only by the dough, which they almost replaced the penguin with in a colossal blunder of the ages, but by the sheer wall of tech. Perfectly reflects the information overload of the interior of the store. You take Walmart, you cram it into a broom closet, you hire 20 Japanese men to shout at you the second you walk in, and you've got Don Quixote. Again, lightly salted, so maybe it'll be close to the Chipstar. That was a satisfying pop. And look, no pre-packaging. This was pointless. Chipstar didn't need to do this. Don Quixote doesn't do it. Well, it's a kind of a meatier chip. It's got like a big crackliness to it. Probably the biggest chip thus far. Still thinner than the Pringle. Out of all three, these are the crunchiest. Damn, these are pretty good, actually. Still less salty than the normal Pringle, but more salty than the Chipstar. More of a distinct oily chip flavor, kind of like in the thick crunch. I don't think I could eat a whole can of the base Pringles. My mouth would intake so much salt that it would suck up all the water in my body, but these do a right. Crunchier, less salty, still good potato flavor. I'd give them an 8. The Penguin gets an 8. Couldn't tell you where I was at my 10th birthday, 9/11, or my own birth, but I could tell you where I was the first time I ate a sour cream and onion Pringle. I don't know why this seems to be some shared experience where other people can do that, but probably because it's just that good. It was like a canon revelatory moment. I was at my friend Evan's house. I brought over my Xbox so we could play Knights of the Old Republic all day because he had never played an RPG before, and it was one of the greatest things I had ever discovered in all time at the time. I was reluctant to try sour cream and onion because sour cream with onions, that just sounds weird to a kid. But one bite, and this was my go-to all-time favorite flavor for a long time. These were dangerous because after buying an entire can of them, I would just devour the whole thing in one sitting and then tummy hurt real bad. Did you know that sour cream and onion Pringles are pretty good? Thing is, they used to be my favorite flavor, but now that my horizons have been expanded as an adult eating lots of different flavors, there is one flavor that I can definitively say will always beat sour cream and onion, and that's sour cream and cheddar. But unfortunately, Japan doesn't really do sour cream and cheddar. You get the nice tangy sour cream, you get the onion on the back end. It would be hard not to give it a 9. It's so good. Pringles 3 times the sour cream and onion. We're talking triple cream. You're looking to get creamed in Japan, look no further than sour cream and onion triple cream Pringles. A very strong smell. Kind of losing the onion and just replaces it with more sour cream tang and salt. Without the balance, it feels like it's kind of lacking something. Not 3 times as worse, but it is worse. Right when it touches your tongue, it's much more salty and almost acidic because of just the sheer amount of sour cream powder, whatever the hell they're putting on these. Flew too close to the proverbial sour cream sun. Still pretty good, but it's an 8. Smoky sour cream. Mild hot. It sounds like it could usurp the sour cream and onion throne for the legendary 10. This is weird. These taste and smell exactly how I remember remember the TGI Fridays loaded baked potato chips. They have like a smoky, bacony flavor to them, peppery, sour cream, really everything you would get in a loaded baked potato in Pringle form. And there's a very mild heat on the back end that's kind of nice. I kind of wish that we were still in the sour cream territory. I don't know how we got over to loaded baked potato. And as someone that used to eat a lot of loaded baked potatoes and hasn't had one in over 5 years, it does hit the spot, so I'd give it an 8. Chip Star Sour Cream and Onion. Something something masterpiece, something something knockoff, Chip Star Sour Cream and Onion. I hate that they make me do this. Like I'm gonna destroy the chip. Slot chip into the Donkey Kong 64 expansion pack cartridge slot, and you've got a can. Smells, I don't know about the smell though. They come off as like kind of knockoff bargain bin great value sour cream and onion flavor, and that's how this is smelling. No. Much more muted flavor, way less. A little more potatoey, but there's very little tang. You go to any grocery store that has like Lay's sour cream and onion sitting next to it, and you buy like the unbranded or default great value brand, that's what these taste like. More potatoey, more toasted, but there's just something off about this one. I give it a 5. Don Quixote Wall of Text sour cream and onion. God. My only issue is they only sell these in these giant canisters. That is much closer to the Pringles sour cream flavor. It does actually just say, it just says sour cream. It doesn't actually say onion, just cream. The first thing I'm tasting is cream. And it does deliver what it promised. It just tastes like cream. I guess if you just hate the onioniness, if you're just psychopath hates the onioniness and you just want sour cream, you don't want to go buy sour cream to spoon it onto a chip because that'd be weird. Then you get these. That isn't to say that they're bad, they're just cream. You need a little more flavor going on. There's no complexity to the flavor, it's just cream. For that, I delegated a 6. Oops, all cream. This is one of the staples of the Japanese chip aisle. High cheese. For all the cheese lovers out there. 4 kinds of cheese. This original, sour cream and onion, those are the big 3 in Japan. Oh no, it's 4 cheese style flavor, which means it probably doesn't actually have 4 cheese in it. It just says cheese powder. It tastes like you took a Kraft mac and cheese powder, threw sugar in it, and then are eating it sprinkled raw on top of a potato chip. A guilty pleasure. As far as cheese chips go, I would have to give it a 6. Another Pringles Homerun pizza. The only pizza kind of Pringle in Japan. Although the last time I had a pizza Pringle, I think I was still in elementary school, where most of my lunches consisted of Pop-Tarts, Pringles, Gushers, chips, and those little fruit cherry candies. I don't know what a pizza has to do with baseball. I wouldn't even associate pizza with baseball, but there's no rule about a Pringle playing baseball. It smells meaty. Wow, that's phenomenal. That's so good. It tastes so like tomatoey and meaty. That's the thing that I'd never got with the default pizza Pringles. They just tasted sort of like powdery tomato product, but this has like a meaty pepperoni sausage blend. From my memory of pizza Pringles in America, I would probably give them somewhere between 5 or 6, but these Homerun pizza Pringles, they deserve a 9. It's gonna be pretty hard to top that, but Don Quixote said, I guess I'll try. Smells completely different. Smells almost like a delivery breadstick. Definitively worse than the Pringles version. Getting more like cheese tomato powder taste. There's not as much savoriness, and then the aftertaste kind of has a lingering, maybe slightly basil, bitterness to it. Falls into that category of why I usually don't buy pizza chip, and for that I would give it a 6. The last of the cheese, honey and cheese from Don Quixote. Obviously, if you can't tell by now in the text, or even watching the video. Honestly, the flavor is just spot on. The flavor is correct. The flavor is exactly what it should have been. You get the warm sweetness of the honey, followed by cheese more on the back end. Like, not as much strong cheese powder as the cheese Pringle itself. I'm mostly just getting honey. Oh, it is kind of addicting. I think it'd be tough to eat a lot of once, but the flavor itself is not only exactly what I thought it would be, it is kind of nailing it. Sweet, warm, honey taste, cheesiness hanging out in the background. Only downside's the potato. I give it a 7. Consomme Pringles. Consomme is one of the 4 horsemen of the chipocalypse because no matter where you are in any grocery store, you're gonna find salt, seaweed, consomme, and sour cream and onion. They usually put just consomme, which is very one-note chicken powder, just douse the whole thing in the stuff, but this one seems like it should have a little more going on. Orange fleck. Meaty chicken flavor, very slight vegetalness. The onion isn't nearly as strong as it is in sour cream and onion. Still mostly just getting chicken broth flavor, but it's good. It's good, but it's not standout compared to the rest, so I would give it a 7. And like I said, everyone does chicken consomme, so this is Chip Star's version of just consomme. No onion, no vegetables, no nothing. Honestly, I'm starting to appreciate how Pringles just usually puts an image of the actual food on it. Something about just seeing the text, it's not the same. Much stronger flavor. I kept saying these were gonna be one-note chicken flavor, but I actually am getting notes of celery. Like chicken noodle soup that you filled with celery and carrots, like a proper chicken noodle soup. I thought Chipstar was just gonna be garbage the whole time. They've just done it better than Pringles. I'd give it an 8. Back to Pringles with Yoshimoto Curry. I like a spicy beef forward curry. These are all, what happened here? Marked with a highlighter yellow. Oh, the spice profile is actually really nice. There's a lot of depth to the flavor. It's not too spicy, not that I wouldn't expect it to be spicy, but it's like a nice beef curry mix. It's got a nice richness to it. I don't like some curries because they're too sweet, but this one still has a nice spice profile the whole way through. I give it an 8, it's good. Don Quixote's giant girthy tube steps up to the plate for their own take on curry. Unfortunately, this one says not spicy. It says you can feel the spice is, but it's not spicy. And to me that sucks. Yeah, definitely sweeter. Has spices, no spice. And when I think Japanese curry, this is the exact taste that I think if I were to go out and get a level 0, no spice, don't hurt me, I'm scared level of curry. And for that, I'd have to give it a point lower, I'd give it a 7. Pringles American Barbecue. Sunglasses on behind the stars and stripes, stars on the can, and the American flag on your grill. Pringles barbecue is not a usual flavor, and barbecue chips just in general aren't a usual flavor in Japan. That's looking pretty decent. Something almost pickly about it. Weird, sweet acidity to it that I'm not liking that much. And for that, I'm giving it a 5. Don Quixote's take on the barbecue. A fistful of flavor promising to fist you in the mouth. It's Don Quixote. Wow, that is very different. Said strong punch of flavor, but it's not even half the power of the Pringles chip. It's like filling an Olympic-sized swimming pool of chips with a single dollop of barbecue sauce. Fainter flavor, but I like the added saltiness that you wouldn't get from most barbecue chips, so I'd give it 1 point higher and place it at a 6. Chipstar in the longest can around, Satoshi lemon flavor. Shocked that this actually lines up with the can and there's very little air in here. They aren't skimping. I guess on the plus side, okay, they're skimping a little bit. There's a little bit of skimp. We're just doing one of these. Was thinking these would be some sort of piss neon yellow, but they look exactly like just your salted, lightly salted chip. Yeah, this one's good. But it's not too much. Like you could easily eat a bunch of these. You don't just have one and get a burst of sour. I thought that we were gonna go overboard on the lemon, but it's like salted light lemon. It's still bright, still citrus. This deserves an 8. Pringles butter caramel. It's like Pringles you can have for dessert. Too sweet. You still get the butteriness. You're basically eating a stick of butter doused with caramel thrown onto a chip. Would I ever want chips for dessert? No. But it did surprise me. I thought that this would be disgusting. Surpassed the bar that I placed all the way down in hell, and for that I'd give it a 6. Pringles, but this time as a souvenir you bring back after your trip to the Kansai region. So think Osaka, west of Tokyo area. Takoyaki flavored with plenty of mayo, which most people, if you go on some sort of business trip or if you take a trip on vacation and you don't bring back a souvenir, then Tanaka-san beats you up in the back alley behind the office. I keep being surprised at the lack of coloring on any of these. I would think they would like differentiate them somehow, but oh my god, that is so strong. That is spot on takoyaki. I hate just calling something umami, but this is about as umami as it gets. Creamy mayo up front, Worcestershire sauce in the middle, and in the back somewhere you get Bonito Flakes octopus blend of very slight savory fishiness. Not my favorite flavor, but I don't know how they would really improve on takoyaki flavor. I think they kind of nailed it. They're pretty good, I'd give them an 8. The second box of Pringles you can exclusively only get in very specific regions in Japan as a souvenir. This time, Kyushu with Mentaiko. Should have a spicy fish roe taste. Smells and tastes like the inside of the fish section at a pet store. Back of the throat spice at the end, building up slowly. Tastes like licking the inside of my beta fish tank I had when I was 8, and I don't like that. I would give these a 4. Chipstar chicken karaage. The amount of seasoning on this one actually looks pretty good. It's all just immediately rubbing off onto my fingers. Much prefer this chicken flavor over the consomme. More of a peppery fried chicken flavor. Reminds me of the KFC chips we get maybe once a year, and those are very good. Still getting nice peppery chicken. Doesn't really taste fried to me. I'm not getting any of the fried oiliness that I would expect, but spice blend's a little weak, but I would still give it a 7. Next up, the Halo 3 Double XP Weekend Mountain Dew flavored chips. I don't know how those got to Japan, but that is also a funny way of saying Hokkaido scallop, butter, and shoyu. Pringles originally were put in the can because you were supposed to get them and they weren't supposed to break, except 99% of these I open and there's always chips broken at the bottom or something. Looks like the default salted Pringle. I didn't even do the duck test. See, the Japanese Pringles are a little smaller, but it's still good enough. Still gets the job done. Maybe a little bit of fishiness on the back end. Really not getting any scallop. Kind of just getting butter soy sauce. The smell has a fishiness to it, but it's not nearly as strong as something like the Mentaiko. It's not bad, but I would definitely prefer just normal soy sauce and butter or butter shoyu over butter shoyu plus Hokkaido scallop. I like seaweed chips. Don't like the fishiness of this chip. Because of that, I'd give it a 6. Technically, these next 3 aren't Japanese Pringles. Pretty sure they're, I want to say Malaysian. Still have a Japanese label on it, but I got them from the import section at Don Quixote. And I had never heard of these flavors before. They're all hot and spicy Pringles. This one being hot and spicy stir-fried lobster. I'm getting the spice. I'm getting the spice. It's good. At least a 2, maybe a 3 on the spiciness. It builds. That is good. The lobster has a strangeness to it. Like it needs butter. It needs some sort of flavor to marry it. It just kind of tastes like lobster flavored powder combined with chilies or jalapenos. I'm not getting the full plate that they're describing right here. Spice helps, but same issues as the previous one. I'd give it another 6. Spicy rose Tteokbokki. Rosé, rose. It's Tteokbokki, but it's spicy. I usually don't go for Tteokbokki just because it's so mochi-like. There's just so much bread density to it. I am struggling to find a chip that is not broken. Okay, finally. It has that like Korean sweet smell to it. Yeah, it's got like a bready sweetness. The spice eventually shows up. I don't know how they did it, but all signs of potato is covered up, and so you get bready. And I like that. It does taste like a rosé rose sauce Korean instant noodle packet. It's exactly what I would expect from a Korean thing. It's a good blend of sweet and spicy. It's a 7 out of 10. The final of the 3 hot and spicy just hot and spicy. There's no fancy tricks, no bull. It's just hot and it's just spicy. It was like a cinnamony sweetness at first that then turns into like back of throat jalapeno and chili spice. I'm kind of confused now. I'm not really getting the flames of hell. I didn't think that I would like the Tteokbokki ones more, but I kind of do, and it's throwing me off. One more just because I'm clearly confused. Yeah, I wish there was a little more salty savoriness to it. It's like a sweet spice. Best way I can describe it is you took a little bit of powder that you get on like a cinnamon dessert chip and then just doused it with jalapeno and chili pepper, which is weird. I feel like something's wrong. I've had these ones before and I don't remember these tasting as sweet. I think I would still give it a 6. Salted seaweed chip. Pringles used to do a seaweed chip, but I think it was only for a limited time. So the only brand that actually does year-round seaweed potato crisp product is Chipstar. I just think seaweed works really well on a salty potato chip. And that's exactly what's going on here. There's something addicting about the seaweed salt combo that you could just slam these down. No problem. So these are pretty good. You could easily eat the whole thing. I give them an 8. Chipstar, just shrimp. Premium Chipstar. I don't know what makes this premium or why shrimp chips would be premium. Or I do like the color. Honestly, all the Chipstar ones have been very good about not being broken either. Like this is what I would expect from the Pringles, but it's not what I was getting. I could just eat this whole thing right now, and I would feel really bad after doing that. My stomach would hurt a lot if I did that, but I could do it. It smells like the lobster one. Yeah. There's not a lot of salt. Here's like one of those like long kind of bready rice crackery shrimp chips with no salt. It's just kind of like airy, light shrimpy, fishy flavor. And I don't really like that taste. Just in Chipstar form flavor, they're kind of bland. At best they're a 5. They're not offensive, but vague shrimpy flavor and doesn't really feel premium to me. We got rid of the scallops. Chipstar just has butter soy sauce. Exactly what I was talking about earlier. You don't need the scallops. Do butter soy sauce. We don't gotta complicate things. Salt particles, check. That is much better. That is far better than the scallop ones. Plenty of butter. I'm already going back in. I didn't hesitate. There's way more salt. The butteriness is up front. Takes a backseat to the butteriness. It's more like a salted butter chip. It's what you'd expect from the soy sauce butter chips. Sweet and savoriness of the soy sauce. It works pretty well. It is primarily sweet. The salt just kind of complements it. Pretty good. I give it a 7. It's a 7-Eleven exclusive Chipstar flavor, shrimp and black pepper. And honestly, the shrimp ones were so plain that black pepper might just be exactly what it needed. This is also the only black pepper Pringle adjacent that I could even find, and I really do like black pepper kettle chips. It is better. It is overall an improvement adding the black pepper, but you had the black pepper, you had just a little bit of more depth to the flavor. So I'd give it 1 point higher. If I give the other one a 5, this one's naturally a 6. By now you should know that anything that says spicy on a chip, I'm interested. And now we've got Chipstar Spicy Chili. This looks horrifying. This looks like a weird piece of meat. I mean, it is a piece of meat, but like, this could be the one that saves Chipstar for us all. There's a good level of savoriness to it. It's not just spicy chili. The spicy chili you get pretty immediately. Honestly, these are excellent. It's like getting a dry rub chicken wing. Savoriness and the spice, it's almost exactly what I would want from a chip. You're like a savory chicken dry rub, spicy chili, Cajun spice adjacent flavor, and it's pretty freaking good, so I'd give it a 9. Those are the best spicy ones so far. More shrimp all day. A shrimp mayo these chips. Another 7-Eleven exclusive shrimp and mayo flavored potato chip. Swapped out the pepper for mayo. Questionable choice. Mayo could work though, it absolutely could. I'm not doubting the mayo. Oh god, it smells just like mayo. Straight dollop of mayo on my chip. Oh, it's like really sweet mayo with like aftertaste of shrimp. Very strange. It's not even like I like mayo as a compliment to savory stuff, but having it just with the shrimp chip, it's like, it's even sweeter and it's making it worse, and it's a 4 because my god, it's kind of bad. 4 is too generous. I don't even want a second one. I'd give it a 3. Really gross sweet mayo. Oh, no. No. Ugh. Ooh. Another premium Chipstar shrimp in my last shrimp nightmare designed to specifically hurt me. But this one's shrimp seaweed. So the seaweed could cover up a lot of the issues that I had with it. Okay. It is mostly a seaweed chip. Still worse than just the seaweed chip. It's lacking the saltiness and the seaweedness. You still get a little bit of that fishy shrimp aftertaste. It wants to be the normal seaweed chip. But if you just love shrimp chip, then naturally you'll like these. It's just the worst version of the seaweed chip. Instead of just the seaweed, you get more of a fragrant, shrimpy aftertaste. It's not even upfront about it. Worse than the normal seaweed, which was a 7. So of course this one's getting a 6. Right next to the shrimp and pepper one, where it belongs. Limited to combinis for all those butter freaks out there. Chipstar, just butter. It's just butter. If you're the type of guy to rub bare butter on your body and then cover it in chips, this one's for you. I might be that kind of guy. Okay. Still on the sweeter end, but it's similar to a salted buttered popcorn. I think it is missing something without the shoyu. If I give the normal butter shoyu a 7, I do still want to give this a 7, but it's not quite the same. Through the magic of editing, I can decide a 6 or 7 after I think about it. So it'll appear right here. Please enjoy when it does appear, because it will. Oh, it will. Sour cream and onion, Homerun pizza, and Chipstar spicy chili all earned a 9. Not even my crystal orb predicted Chipstar would make something capable of rivaling my beloved sour cream and onion. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping make these videos possible. If you enjoy these videos and want more, consider supporting me for just $1 a month. What's your favorite Pringles flavor? What should I review next? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.